You're holding it. The letter, the email, the key. It represents the summit of a mountain you've been climbing in the dark for years. Every sacrifice, every sleepless night, every drop of blood and sweat. It's all materialized in this one perfect moment. You turn to her, your partner, the one who was supposed to be at the finish line with you. You expect joy, champagne, a shared victory. Instead, you see a flicker, a shadow that passes behind her eyes so quickly you almost think you imagined it. Her smile arrives a moment too late. It's a perfect, beautiful mask, but it doesn't touch her eyes. The air in the room drops 10 degrees, and in that moment, your victory tastes like ash. This is not a celebration. This is an indictment. The days that follow are a quiet, creeping nightmare. Your success is a ghost in your home, a third person in your bed. It's a topic to be avoided. When you talk about your plans, your new venture, her responses are clipped, precise. Little verbal daggers coated in the honey of feigned support. "Are you sure you can handle the pressure?" she asks. The subtext: "You weren't strong enough before." "Don't forget about us," she says. The subtext: "Your dream is a betrayal." You start to second-guess yourself. The ambition that once burned like a sun inside you now feels like a crime. You feel selfish. You feel guilty. Listen to me very carefully. This is not a coincidence. This is not you being oversensitive. This is psychology. It is a subconscious drama playing out in the shadows of your relationship. A dark and twisted play where you've been given a role you never auditioned for. It's called the covert loyalty test. She doesn't hate your ambition. That's too simple, too clean. The truth is far more complex and far more tragic. She is terrified of it. To understand her reaction, you must first understand the unspoken contract of your relationship, the foundation upon which everything was built. And that contract was based on a specific dynamic, a delicate and dangerous balance of power. Your success has just shattered it. The first reason for her fear is the terror of abandonment. In the old world, you were a ship and she was your harbor. Safe, predictable. She knew the tides, the currents. She knew you. Your ambition is a rogue wind, filling your sails and pulling you towards a horizon she cannot see, a place she cannot follow. Every step you take forward is a step away from the world you built together. Her resistance, her subtle sabotage, it's an attempt to drop anchor, to stop the ship from sailing away and leaving her alone on the shore. Second is the threat to her identity. Think about it. What was her role before? She was the supporter, the muse, the rock, the one who believed in you when no one else did. She was the quiet curator of the museum of your struggle. She knew the story behind every failure, every near miss. Her identity was forged in the fires of your adversity. Your success renders that museum obsolete. It demolishes the exhibits. It fires the curator. Suddenly, her primary role in your shared narrative has been erased. She is a queen of a kingdom that no longer exists, and that is a terrifying place to be. Her resentment isn't aimed at you. The third and most insidious reason: the zero-sum fallacy. In her subconscious, your world is not a place of infinite light. It's a closed system. There is only so much success, so much validation, so much light to go around. As you step into your power, you absorb more of that light. Your flame burns brighter. But instead of sharing the warmth, she only sees the shadow you now cast, and that shadow falls directly on her. It is longer, darker, colder than before. She isn't just standing in your shadow. In her mind, she has become the shadow. Your success doesn't just illuminate you. It highlights what she perceives as her own stagnation, her own lack of light. It's a silent competition she never agreed to, but is now painfully, obviously losing. These three fears, abandonment, irrelevance, and inadequacy, coalesce into the covert loyalty test. It is not a conscious strategy. It is a desperate, subconscious maneuver for survival. The test is a series of subconscious questions disguised as actions. A forgotten important date. A sudden manufactured crisis right before your big presentation. a passive-aggressive comment about how you've changed. Each one is a question. Will you choose me over this meeting? Will you put my needs before your dream? Will you prove that I am still the center of your universe? The test is cruelly designed. There is no right answer. If you pass by sacrificing your ambition for her, you feed the dysfunctional dynamic. You prove that her fear-based tactics work. A piece of you dies. You grow resentful. The relationship survives, but it is now a prison built for two. If you fail the test by choosing your path, you confirm her deepest fear, that you have outgrown her, that she has been left behind. You are branded as selfish, the villain in a story she will tell herself for years. You win your dream, but you lose the person you thought would share it. Consider the story of Arthur and Elara. Arthur was a painter, all sharp angles and ink-stained fingers. He lived in a world of charcoal shadows and whispered dreams. Elara was his anchor. Practical, steady. She paid the bills for their crumbling apartment. She made sure he ate. Her love was a quiet, sturdy fortress against the world's indifference. For years, this was their dance. His chaotic artistry, her steadying grace. He needed her, and she needed to be needed. Then, the call came. A major gallery, a solo exhibition. The dream that had lived in shadows was about to step into the light, and that's when the tests began. Elara, his rock, started to crumble into dust. She accidentally spilled coffee on his most important canvas. She started fights over nothing, draining him of the energy he needed to create. She criticized his work, calling it pretentious, cold. The words she used were the very ones his worst critics had used years ago. On the night of his gallery opening, the culmination of his entire life, she claimed to be ill. A sudden, debilitating headache. He could go, she said, but her eyes told a different story. This was the final test. Your magnum opus or me, your future or our past. Choose. Arthur went to his opening. Alone. He walked through the rooms, a ghost at his own feast. The praise of the critics felt hollow. He had passed the test for himself, but failed it for her. When he came home, the fortress was gone. All that was left was the rubble of unspoken resentment. Here is the truth you must tattoo onto your brain. She does not hate you. She hates the person she fears you will become without her. She doesn't hate your success. She hates the silence she fears will fill the space her support once occupied. It is not malice. It is a desperate, pathetic, and deeply human act of self-preservation. It is the terrified thrashing of someone who believes they are drowning. The unspoken contract, I will support you as long as you need me, has been violated. Your success is the breach of contract, and the penalty is war. So where does that leave you? Standing at a crossroads in a landscape of jagged spires and whispering winds, you cannot go back. The old world is a ghost. You have two choices. You can shrink, you can clip your own wings, dim your own light, and crawl back into the prison of her comfort zone. You can sacrifice your future on the altar of her fear. Or you can have the conversation, the honest, brutal, terrifying conversation. You can turn on the lights in the dark room and force her to look at the monster her fear has become. This is the ultimate test. Not hers, but yours. It requires a courage far greater than the courage to chase a dream. It requires the courage to risk everything for a truth that might destroy you both. True partnership is not a test of loyalty through sacrifice. It is a shared ascent. It is the terrifying, exhilarating work of building a new world together. A world big enough for both of your lights to burn at their brightest. But not everyone is willing or able to make that climb. Some people prefer the dark because the light shows them things they don't want to see. Your ambition is asking you to grow. The only question that matters now is she?